All right, here we are again on World Crisis Radio, and now, as has become customary, we want to keep up with this important and perhaps decisive question of the constitutional inability of Obama to serve. And let me say again, as we approach the edge of general war, this question becomes more and more important, and I recommend it once again to leftists. If you don't like a president who's a Wall Street puppet, who's a warmonger, who's a union buster, and who is destroying every progressive cause that you thought he was going to represent, rather than becoming a warmonger for Obama now in the wake of these idiotic events, take another look at the birth certificate issue, above all the Indonesian naturalization issue, along with those other Blagojevich-Rezko and other issues. So let me welcome Phil Berg in Philadelphia. Hi, Phil.
How you doing? My pleasure to be on with you.
Good to hear from you. How's it going? What's the next step?
Well, there's so many next steps at this point. First off, this past Monday, I was in for all last weekend, I was in California with Gary Krepp, preparing for his argument this past Monday at the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals on the Obama issue. Significant is it's the first time a court of appeals in our country has heard any litigation on Obama. I had two listed, one in the Third Circuit Court of Appeals in Philadelphia, and one in the D.C. Court of Appeals in Washington, D.C. They had scheduled them, but about a week before each argument, they canceled the oral argument. So it's significant that the Ninth Circuit heard this. I think that Gary gave some very compelling arguments, and the questions from the judges seemed like they wanted to do something. So we will see. He asked for that the case be sent back to the district court for a trial, and if it is, it would be great because there's been no trial yet regarding Obama's issues. So that, I think, is a major occurrence. And then, as we know, last week, a birth certificate was issued by Obama at the White House. And I just can't believe the audacity of Obama and his top-level advisors releasing a document which, on the face of it, it looks very, very wrong. It looks like it's a fake. It looks like there's forgery right on it. Several significant points is it was done in PDF format, which did not exist in 1961. There's layering on the document, which means that you can pull it apart and see what's been added. Also, still as the same thing on the original certification of live birth one they put up regarding the father's race. That, again, is on here, but they had to match it. But the father's race being African, I don't believe anyone called anyone a race of African, especially in 1961. At that point, people called someone like that either colored, Negro, or black, not African. Also, in the long-form birth certificate, which he supposedly released, there's no weight of the baby, there's no length of the baby. This is just a different type document. And also the doctor's signature there, the doctors are attesting to the delivery, but didn't say that he actually delivered. So there's also that hospital in 1961 was a high-risk hospital, and there's been no indications up to now that there was anything high risk with Obama's mother or
Just
Obama.
on this, can I ask you, do we know the conditions, if any, under which scholars, scientists, or news organizations could have access to the original, not to the copy, but to actually get that piece of paper that they claim is there?
I doubt it. I mean, come on. But the thing is, I'm going to continue my thing unless I won't stop until, first off, I think the adoption is very significant in Indonesia. I think that's very, very major. I think Obama's name really is Barry Soetoro. I don't think he's gone through proper channels coming back to the United States at age 10. Also, I don't think he gave up his rights to Indonesia between the ages of 18 and 21 and renewed his allegiance or whatever he had to with the United States. So I believe that Obama's a not natural born, not naturalized, but an illegal alien, and we're going to continue our pursuit. We're going to file another lawsuit soon. You're aware, and everyone should be, my website is obamacrimes.com, We could use some donations. We're coming up this August will be 3 years, but we're not going to stop. So unless Obama releases all his records that he sealed, college records in particular, because I'm sure they're going to show that he applied for and received foreign aid from either Indonesia or Kenya, where he was born or where he was adopted. Also, I want to see the adoption records, and I want to see all the records that came through immigration. And this is significant because, we have to get to the bottom of who Obama is. And I believe that, matter of fact, Newsweek magazine called me. They wanted to know, what I thought of the Osama bin Laden murder. And I came out, and on that one, I said, well, it sounds like everything's in order. If it is, fine. I said, but the real issue comes down to that Obama does not belong in office. He's not constitutionally eligible. So I'll be curious what Newsweek says if they say anything about me. They were trying to, I think, put me in and other people just into that, that you don't believe anything about Obama, which I don't, but I didn't want to get into that controversy. If we did kill Osama bin Laden and the SEALs did what they did, I commend them for doing that. But I did put the tag on there that I don't believe Obama is natural born. And we're going to keep our fight up, and more people now are aware. But I don't know who can get the original. I'm just hoping that the American public, we can put enough information out to raise these questions so that they know that this is still a big issue, that what they put out here is a forgery. And I can't believe it. It really takes me back that the president would blatantly come out with that at this point. But I guess he's at wit's end. He was concerned about Donald Trump, and we'll see where it goes from that time. But we're not giving up. I think it's significant the Ninth Circuit, significant he's adopted, significant his name's Barry Soetoro, significant we need more and more people to join our bandwagon. So go to ObamaCrimes.com when the show's over and send our website to everyone in your address book. It's really significant at this time.
Good, Phil. And again, I, as a historian, when they say there are documents, right, you say, documents, great. I want to see them. I want to touch them if possible. And the ability, for example, to determine the date of something like this, right? It may be possible to show when this document was created. And then the question, I believe, according to some sources, there are 3 different ones that have now been released, right? That it's not identical, and that they do show signs of being, frankly, photoshopped. So I think in the middle of all that, if you're going to come out and produce the document, then go all the way, go whole hog, so to speak, and show the main one. I believe there's a book by Jerome Corsi coming out soon. It'd be interesting to see what he has. And there's also a book announced by Wayne Madsen. And of course, I hope that they're able to build on what I did in Obama the Postmodern Coup and Barack H. Obama the Unauthorized Biography, both of which came out 3 years ago when the campaign was still on. So we thank you for your dedication to this. When do you think that California case might get a response? Do we have any idea?
It could be a week and it could be 6 months. We don't know. I also understand, because I went to California for that, I missed the opportunity to be with you in Austin, Texas, with Alex Jones, and I'm going to get that scheduled in again for myself to go down there and participate. Great. And we thank Alex and we thank you, to keep this topic alive. It's a topic we must have an answer to this. I believe we're the laughing stock of the world. People around the world know that Obama's a fraud, a phony, and I won't tolerate it. And I'm going to continue my efforts with ObamaCrimes.com.
In terms of the proceeding, was that a 3-judge panel that you had there?
It was a 3-judge panel. It was also supposed to be live with C-SPAN. C-SPAN actually taped it. They didn't do it live, perhaps because it was supposed to go on at 9. They took our case later at 11. But C-SPAN has it, which is significant because I'm sure they're going to play it one of these days. So people could call C-SPAN and say, put it on, we want to see it. Absolutely.
All right, fine. Let's think about that then. Call C-SPAN and tell them we want to see what went down in the circuit court out there in California. Thanks, Phil. We'll see you next week.
You got it. Thanks.
Bye-bye. And we'll be back on World Crisis Radio now in just a minute.